Most Tesla owners spend a lot of time thinking about how they drive. What they don't think about almost ever is what's happening the other 22 hours of the day when the car is just sitting there. And that's exactly where the expensive mistakes are made. Here's the reality check: that battery pack under your Model Y Juniper costs somewhere between $15, $20 to replace. It's not a consumable you swap out every few years like brake pads. How long it lasts depends almost entirely on habits most owners don't even know they have. So let's talk about what's actually going on. Are your daily charging habits slowly eating away at your range without you realizing it? Is your car silently draining itself while you sleep? And is your app checking habit making it worse? We're covering the first four today, starting where the most damage actually happens: your charging routine. Because statistically, you're probably doing at least one of these right now. First, when you charge your EV, is parking at 90% every night actually the single most expensive habit a Tesla owner can have? Here's the one that's going to sting a little, because almost every Tesla owner does this. You get home, you plug in, you set the charge limit to 80 or 90%, and you think I'm being responsible. And honestly, half credit, the limit helps. But the other half of the equation is time. And that's the part most people completely ignore. Battery degradation in lithium-ion cells doesn't just come from how hard you use them, it comes from how long they sit at a high state of charge. Researchers call this calendar aging. And the data is pretty clear. A battery held at 90% SOC for extended periods degrades significantly faster than one, kept around 50%. We're not talking a small rounding error here. Calendar aging while parked accounts for the majority of long-term capacity loss in real-world Tesla ownership, not highway driving, not acceleration, not even supercharging, just sitting there full. Think about it the same way you think about your phone. If you leave it plugged in at 100% overnight, every single night, for 3 years you already know what happens to that battery. Your Tesla is doing the same math, just at a much larger scale, with a much larger price tag attached to the consequences. So what's the actual fix? If you're not driving the car for a day or two, keep it around 50 to 60%. Avoid making 80 to 90% your default overnight resting state. The goal isn't to obsess over every percentage point, it's to stop parking a nearly full battery for 10 to 14 hours a night like it's a normal thing. Because at scale, over months and years, that habit alone is the biggest driver of range loss most owners will ever experience. Your battery might be healthier than you think, so why is your car lying to you about the range? This one's a little counterintuitive, but stick with it. You've probably heard the advice: keep your battery between 40 and 80%. Never go too high, never go too low. Solid advice in general, but if you only ever operate in that middle band, you're slowly making your battery management system, the BMS, functionally blind. Here's how it works. The BMS is the software that monitors your battery and tells you how much range you actually have. But to do its job accurately, it needs reference data from both ends of the spectrum. It needs to see what the battery looks like nearly empty and what it looks like nearly full. If you only ever live in the 40 to 80% window, the BMS starts losing calibration. It doesn't have enough information to make accurate estimates. And the result? Your range readout drifts. You might see 180 miles on a pack that should show 220. Or the car becomes weirdly inconsistent, 15 miles of range disappearing on a cold morning, and you're convinced something's wrong. Tesla actually recommends a periodic full charge cycle for exactly this reason. Every 2 to 3 months. Let the car run down to around 10 to 15%. Then charge it all the way to 100% and let it sit for a short while before you drive. One cycle. That's enough for the BMS to recalibrate and give you an accurate picture of what you're actually working with. Think of it like a digital scale that's never been reset. It's still measuring. But you've got no confidence the number it's showing you is real. And this matters practically, not just technically. Bad BMS calibration has led real owners to schedule unnecessary battery replacements. Replacements that cost anywhere from $10 to $22,000, depending on the model. all because the software was reading the pack wrong. A free calibration cycle, done a few times a year, keeps that from ever being your story. You set a 70% charge limit to protect your battery, so why is it still sitting at 70% for 9 hours before you wake up? Setting a charge limit is good. Scheduling when the charge finishes is the part most people skip, and skipping it quietly undoes most of the benefit. Here's the scenario: you plug in at 10 p.m. The car hits 70% by midnight, and you don't leave until 7 a.m. That's 7 hours of sitting at exactly the state of charge you were trying to limit. The number on the screen didn't go higher. Sure, but the time at high sock problem is still fully in play. Calendar aging doesn't care whether you hit 90% or 70% if you're parking there for the better part of a night. The actual solution is a feature most Tesla owners have never touched: scheduled departure. You tell the car what time you're leaving. It works backward and finishes charging as close to your departure as possible, meaning instead of sitting at 70% for 7 hours, it's sitting at 70% for maybe 20 minutes before you're in the seat and driving. That's the difference between a feature that protects your battery and a feature that just makes you feel like you're protecting your battery. It's a bit like the classic dieting mistake: you eat clean all day, but you eat your last meal at 6 p.m. and the kitchen's open until midnight. The rule exists. You're just not running it at the right time. Quick question before we continue. Right now, tonight, what does your Tesla's charge limit look like? Comment 1 if you're already keeping it at 70% or below and scheduling your departure like a pro. Comment 2 if you just realized you've been parking at 80, 90% this whole time, and nobody told you this was a problem. And if you're somewhere in between or you've got a charging habit we didn't cover, drop it in the comments. We genuinely want to hear it. And hey, if you made it this far, that means something. There's a lot of noise out there about EVs, and you're clearly the kind of person who wants the real information, not just the hype. We're building AutoGearshift to be exactly that, the channel that actually explains what's happening under the hood, without the fluff. Right now, we're at 30,369 subscribers, and every single one of them found us the same way you did, just looking for straight answers. If that's what you're here for too, hit subscribe. It's free. It takes 2 seconds, and it means you won't miss what's coming next. We'd love to have you with us. Now, charging is only half the story, because even when the car is sitting perfectly still, not plugged in, not going anywhere, things are still happening, and some of them are a lot more expensive than you'd expect. Second, when the car just sits there every time you open the Tesla app to check your battery. How much range are you actually losing without driving a single mile? This one hits different because it feels so harmless. You're at the office. You glance at your phone. You open the Tesla app to check the battery, 73%. Okay, cool. You close it and move on. No big deal. Right, except here's what just happened. On the other end of that connection, your car woke up. Every time you ping the Tesla app, check the battery. Look at the climate. See if the doors are locked. The car comes out of sleep mode and stays awake for roughly 10 to 15 minutes. One check feels like nothing. But if you're the kind of owner who opens the app 4 or 5 times a day out of habit, you're keeping your car in a near constant state of low-level activity. And an active car burns energy. Not a lot per session, we're talking somewhere in the range of 0.5 to 1 mile of range per unnecessary wake cycle, but across a week of compulsive app checking, that adds up to real vampire drain. More importantly, it adds up to charge cycles. Every time the car draws down power while parked and then gets topped back up, that counts. It's not a full cycle, but it's wear the same way. A phone battery that goes from 73% to 68% and back to 73% repeatedly is quietly accumulating stress the chemistry doesn't love. Over months, over years, those microcycles compound. The fix is simple but requires a little discipline. Stop using the app as a nervous habit. If you need to monitor your Tesla remotely, use a third-party app that's specifically designed to query the car's data without fully waking it. Tools like Stats or Teslafy pull information in a way that lets the car stay in sleep mode longer. And if you don't need to check at all, don't let it sleep. A car that sleeps well loses less while it sits, and that's free range you're leaving on the table every single day. So that's the first half of the picture: 4 charging and parking habits that are doing more long-term damage to your battery than any road trip ever will. And the uncomfortable truth is, any of this is just the small stuff, but repeated every night for 3 years, quietly compounding into a battery that's worth a lot less than it should be. Now, here's what we want to know from you: which one of these actually caught you off guard? Are you the person leaving the car at 85% every night? Or the one who's been skipping scheduled departure this whole time, thinking the charge limit was enough? Drop it in the comments, no judgment. We've all been there. Part 2 is coming, and it gets more interesting from here. We're getting into why supercharging might not be the villain you think it is. What's actually happening to your battery when your car bakes outside in 90-degree heat without being plugged in, and the one tracking mistake that's pushing owners into replacing perfectly good battery packs. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And if this was useful, the like button costs you nothing and helps more Tesla owners find this before the damage is already done.